Hello and welcome to Organic Chat. This is PJ. I recently came across an incredible document, and it wasn't just about the history or architecture. It was about a profound secret hidden in plain sight for thousands of years. It completely changed the way I look at both my body and the universe. I knew I had to share this with you all. The secret revolves around an ancient temple in South India called Chidambaram. Imagine you walk into a holiest part of the temple expecting to see a magnificent idol, right? But instead you see only a black curtain. And when the priest moves that curtain aside, there is literally nothing. There is just an empty space. That's nothingness is the biggest secret in the temple, and it is called Chidambara Rahasyam. So what I learned is that this temple is actually spiritual blueprint of the human body, perfectly aligned with advanced concepts of modern science, like the Big Bang theory and dark matter. They did not just build the temple, they built a code that says the true source of creation and infinite consciousness is not in faraway heaven, but represented by the empty space, which is actually the space of consciousness inside your own heart. So get ready, because we are diving into the science and the architecture and the astonishing connection between your heartbeat and the cosmic dance of Shiva. So this structure contains a main shrine, which is called Garbhagudi in Telugu. There is no idol of a deity, that just a black curtain. What is hidden behind that curtain is shocking connection between the origin of this universe and the human body. And this secret, which has been hidden for thousands of years, is Chidambara Rahasyam, which is otherwise called as the secret of Chidambaram. Today we are not just talking about the temple or a deity. We are talking about the idea, a concept. We are talking about a place that is said to be the center of the universe. This is Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. On the surface, it looks like any other temples with huge towers and wonderful sculptures. But inside this structure, within a main shrine, Garbhagudi, lies a secret, a mystery that kings, emperors, yogis, and even modern scientists have been trying to find for centuries. What is that secret? Why is it so powerful? Why has no one been able to be fully understand it? Who is the main deity in the temple? Normally it is Nataraja Swami, which is Shiva in the form of dancing, the Ananda Tandava. In all other Shiva temples in the world, Shiva is represented in the form of lingam. But here in Chidambaram alone, he appears in a human form, in a dancing posture. Why? What is the connection between the dance and the secret? To know the answer to this question, we need to go back a few years ago to the cosmic dance of Shiva. Once upon a time, the area where Chidambaram was located was called Thillaivanam, which is a type of forest, a mangrove forest. According to the olden story, the presiding deity of the forest was the goddess Kalika, and she was very powerful and fierce, and no one dared to set the foot in that area. She believed that there was no power greater than her own. At the same time, Shiva, in the guise of ascetic begging for alms, covered in ashes, wearing a tiger skin, and accompanied by Vishnu in the form of Mohini, enters the forest. Seeing another person enter her territory, goddess Kalika gets extremely angry. Who are you? How did you enter my forest without my permission? She challenges Shiva. Shiva calmly smiles and replies, "This entire universe is mine. I can go anywhere. Words escalated. Kali claimed, "I'm greater than you," and Shiva said, "No, I am greater." To settle the dispute over who was superior, they prepared for a dance competition. It's a Natipoti. The judge for this competition was none other than Sri Mahavishnu. Friends, this is a no ordinary dance competition. This is Rudra Tandava versus Kalika Tandava. Both of them are the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction, right? We all know that. The earth trembled as they danced. The oceans overflowed, and the gods and sages shivered with fear. They are showing the magnificent form of their dance, one surpassing the other. Neither is yielding, whatever posture Kali performs, Shiva responds with another equivalent posture. Whatever step Shiva takes, Kali takes that step with double the force. The competition continued for days. No one could figure out who would win. Vishnu also could not decide. Then Shiva understood that it was difficult to defeat Kalika, and just by conventional means, and he played a trick. He intentionally dropped one of his earrings, and so now picking it up with his hand would be against the rules of the competition, and he would be considered defeated. At the moment, Shiva performs an amazing, unforeseen posture, the Rudva Tandava. He used that big toe of his left foot to pick up the fallen earring and then lifted that leg straight up vertically over his head towards the sky and put the earrings back in his ears. Everyone there was shocked by that posture. Goddess Kalika stopped her dance because she was a woman. Due to her inherent shame and dignity, she could not perform that posture in front of everyone. In Natya Shastra, it is a posture that women are not allowed to perform in public. With that, she lost that competition. However, the defeat removed her ego and anger. She was transformed into an embodiment of peace. She accepted Shiva as the presiding deity of the area. After that, Shiva performed the Ananda Tandava in that very place where he had won and came to be known as Nataraja. That place is today Chidambaram, Garbhagudi. Okay, the story is good and it is very interesting, but what is the connection between this and the secret? We first talked about, here lies the real twist now. The Chidambaram Garbhagudi is called the Chitsabha, which means the hall of consciousness. In Telugu, it means Janashabha. If you enter this temple, you will see two forms. One is the statue of Nataraja Swami, and that we know, a beautiful statue made of gold, and this is Sakaram, the form that says God has a shape. All devotees look at the idol and offer their prayers. But right next to the idol, on the right side, a black curtain hangs on the wall. That curtain is not ordinary, it is worshipped daily. Arati was given, is offered daily. The black curtain is given the same respect as Nataraja Swami every day at a specific time. The priest moves the black curtain aside. Devotees watch that with a great anticipation to see what is behind that curtain. But behind that curtain, there is nothing. No statue, no idol. There is no form or shape, just an empty space. And in empty space, a garland of golden bilwa leaves is hanging in the air. That's all. The emptiness, that void, is called the Chidambara Rahasyam. The secret of Chidambaram, which means, wait, now what? The fact that there is nothing is the secret. What is this logic? Is this secret hidden for thousands of years just to say there is nothing? Right? No, behind that nothing lies everything. That void is not an ordinary void. It is the Akasha Tattva. It is the place where the universe was born. It is the place where the universe will end. Why was the temple built at all? Now, what is this shocking connection between the construction and the human body? What is the link between the empty space behind that black curtain and the modern science? Concepts of this Big Bang theory and dark matter. The answer to all these questions lies in the temple walls and the structure of its towers. And before we move further into the story, a special thanks to those of you who have come to this far in the just 3 or 4 minutes, because you are all real strength for Organic Chat family. Your eagerness to know every point without skipping the video is what inspires me to take the content like this. And if you're already a member of our family, thank you so much. And if not, why remain an outsider? Even after connection so much, hit that subscribe button so that and join our family. So let's get back to the story. Those walls and that structure, they are not just the stones. It is a blueprint, a secret map. It is a secret code written in a language, and we can understand the language of our body so that we humans can grasp it. If you look at the Chidambaram Temple from above, from the top, it doesn't look like an ordinary place of worship. It looks like a yantra, a complex design. According to local tradition, our ancestors designed this temple to match the most amazing machine in this universe, the human body. How? Let's break it down. 9 entrances gates of the temple are compared to the 9 openings in the human body, which are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and the mouth, and the 2 excretory orifices. Now wait, this could be the coincidence, right? You might say the number 9 just matches. Does it need to be so much build up? Okay, now listen to this. The roof above Garbhagudi is called the Ponnambalam, a golden hall. It is said that 21,600 golden tiles were used to cover this roof, and the number is symbolic of the average number of breaths that a healthy person takes in 24 hours. 21,600, mind-blowing, right? How did they know about what technology did they use to calculate this? How did they design this spiritual symbolism thousands of years ago? Furthermore, it is said that 72,000 golden nails were used to fashion the 21,600 golden tiles, and that number represents the total number of nadis, energy channels, in the human body, according to the Yoga Shastra. Now, tell me, is this also a coincidence? 9 entrances, 21,600 breaths, 72,600 nadis. There's more. There are 5 steps leading into this Garbhagudi. These 5 steps are symbolic of the 5 letters of Namah Shivaya. Here comes the master stroke in every temple. The Garbhagudi is located exactly in the center, at the navel of the temple. But in Chidambaram, it is said that this Chitsabha of consciousness, the hall of consciousness, this Garbhagudi is not in the exact center, but it is shifted slightly to the left side. This sound is familiar. Exactly, our heart is not in the center, right, of our body. It is slightly shifted to the left side, right? So, what were our ancestors trying to say? They did not build the stone temple. They built a model of the human body, a spiritual blueprint. That temple is not building. It's not a building. The temple is us, you and I. You are the temple and you are the body. Your body is the structure, the place where your heart beats is the Garbha Gudi. Why is it called the center of the universe? Why is the cosmic connection? This is where the real, even bigger secret lies. Our ancestors divided the universe into 5 great elements. The Panchabhutas, Prithvi, earth, which is earth, Jalam, water, Agni, fire, Vayu, air, the Akasham, the space. For these 5 elements, they built 5 marvelous temples in South India. These are geographically and specially aligned with one another. In Kanchipuram, the Prithvi Lingam, which is earth. In Tirunelveli, the Jala Lingam, water in Tiruvannamalai. The Agni Lingam, fire in our Telugu, in Telugu states, in Sri Kalahasti, the Vayu Lingam. And the 5th element is the most powerful, the most mysterious, Akasham, space, center for the Akasha Tattva. Element of space is in Chidambaram. In the other 4 places, the deity appears in the form of Lingam, a form, but in Chidambaram, the Akasha Tattvams, no form. That is why there is nothing behind the black curtain. It is just void, Shunyam. That void is Akasham. From that Akasham, the other 4 elements were born. Everything will ultimately merge back into the void. This is not just philosophy. This is advanced physics. Okay? The body connection is good. The 5 element connection is amazing. Now wait. Now what actually? Prepare for the real shock. Many devotional sources and spiritual researchers claim that this Nataraja temple of Chidambaram was built on the Earth's magnetic equator. That is why it is called powerful energy of gateway. However, according to that modern geophysics, the current magnetic equator is moving south of Chidambaram towards Tirunelveli. So, it may not be scientifically accurate that it is exactly on the equator. But here is another great mystery. The 3 Panchabhuta Sthalas, Chidambaram, Akasham, Srikalahasti, Vayu and Kanchipuram, which is Prithvi, and they are all situated almost on the same longitude, approximately at 70 degrees east line of longitude, standing vertically in a single line. Now, here's my question. Thousands of years ago, there is no satellites, no GPS, and no modern technology, right? So how did they know this exact alignment? How did they identify these places and with such accuracy? The answer to this question lies within the idol of Nataraja Swami itself. What he's performing is not just a dance, it is a cosmic dance. A dance that shows how the universe works, how everything from atoms to galaxies moves. What is the science behind that? Behind that dance? What is the connection between that void and the Big Bang theory of modern science? Okay. The longitude alignment is superb. The human body connection is mind-blowing. The 5 elements are perfect. But even with all of these combined, the main question remains unanswered. What is the real secret behind that black curtain, that void, that nothingness? Why did they call it a secret? Right? You'll ask me that. Is meaning from formless to formless versus Nirakaram. Now look, normal people like us want a form, right? An idol, a shape. When we think of a god, we need a form to express our difficulties and show our devotion. That form is Nataraja Swami, who is performing the Ananda Tandava. But higher level spiritual masters, yogis and siddhas know that God is not the form. God is an energy, a consciousness. It has no shape, no color, and no taste. It is formless. It is the infinite void, Ananta Shunyam. The greatness of Chidambaram is that it places and worships both concepts, the deity, the form, and the infinite consciousness, without form, side by side in the same place. The Nataraja idol is a symbol of creation and matter. The void next to it is a symbol of the source and energy. The philosophy is good, but what about the science? What does modern science say about this void, this nothingnessness? What our sages has said thousands of years ago as a powerful philosophical parallel with one another. Point number one, the Big Bang Theory according to today's science. How did this entire universe, galaxies, stars, and this earth come into existence? From the single point of singularity, from a small point the size of an atom, from an infinite void, a great explosion happened. And this entire creation came. So everything came from nothing. Everything came from nothing. Our people call this as Akasha Tattva of space. They said that everything originated from this void. That is why they bow down to the nothingness. Point number two. This is even more shocking. Dark matter and dark energy. Today, what are big agencies like NASA and European Space Agency saying? They say that the entire visible universe, stars, planets, galaxies, only makes up 5%. Yes, just 5%. So what is the remaining 95%? It is a dark matter and the dark energy, a dark substance that we connect to see and do not understand that this 95% void is what holds the 5% matter together. It holds the entire universe together. Now come back to the Chidambaram's Garbhagudi. What is happening there? A black curtain. It is the symbol of our ignorance. When you move the curtain that is inside, void, this infinite, incomprehensible void, like 95% dark matter, is the ultimately reality and the foundation for the 5% creation. The temple has been proclaiming the secret through a symbol for thousands of years. That void is the secret. And what about the Nataraja idol? Right next to that is the Ananda Tandava. What is the science behind it? Let's look closely at the idol. One leg is in the air, right? And there are 4 hands on the hand, holds drum and the sound from creation. Another hand holds the fire, symbol of destruction. One of the foot is stepping on the demon called Apsamara, representing ignorance. And this entire dance takes place in a circle of fire, a cosmic cycle. This is not just a dance step. It is a secret code for creation. In the 1970s, Fritz of Capra, a famous theoretical physicist, wrote a book called The Tao of Physics. He said, when I was studying quantum physics, when I looked at what was happening inside atoms, I was reminded of Nataraja Tandava. Why? Because according to modern quantum physics, everything in this universe, the stone, the air, the body is made up of atoms. Inside these atoms, what are the electrons, protons, and neutrons doing? They are not static. They do not stand still. They are constantly dancing. This constant cosmic dance, they collide with each other. They are created and destroyed. And this is the dance of creation and eternal vibration, the Ananda Tandava, performed by Nataraja Swami. So the cosmic dance and the eternal vibration are wonderful form, a powerful metaphor. Now, do you understand how deep a concept of Chidambaram is? On one side, wideness, which is Shunyam, and on the other hand, the Ananda Tandava. And it is the only place that has shown that energy and matter, science and spirituality are not separate, but one by placing both in the same Garbhagudi. But wait, all of this is good. The temple structure, the human body, the universe, and the science, everything is connected. But the real secret is not just this. By giving us all this knowledge, the blueprint in the form of a temple, they wanted to tell us something more. What is the final thing that he wants to say? That the real Chidambara Rahasyam is not in Tamil Nadu, it is in your heart. What are they saying is, I am not saying this like it is a form from a spiritual class. I'm telling you, this is a fact. It is a scientific, anatomical, and philosophical fact. What did we see earlier? And the built-in temple is the spiritual blueprint on the human body. The Garbhagudi is in the place of our heart, slightly to the left. So the temple map is our body. Now let's follow the map. Let's go to our body, not the temple. What is our Garbhagudi, our heart? Thousands of years ago, the Upanishad spoke about a wonderful concept called Dhara Aksha, meaning the either in the heart, the space within the cave of the heart. Our sages said that inside our heart there is a small empty space, a void, and within that empty space resides the entire universe. The sun, the moon, and the stars, all in the form of consciousness. Sounds crazy, right? The galaxy inside the heart. They were not talking about physical space. They were talking about consciousness, Chaitanyam. Empty space is Chidambaram. Break down the word Chidambaram. Chit means consciousness or knowledge. Ambaram means space or sky. So Chidambaram means the sky of consciousness. The sky they showed behind the black curtain in the temple is a symbol of the sky of consciousness inside your heart. So now the real ultimate secret is the Nataraja Swami is performing the Ananda Tandava in the temple, and subatomic particles are dancing inside an atom. But do you know where the real Ananda Tandava is happening? It is also within you. The cosmic dance is constantly happening within that Dhara Aksha, within our heart. That is our life's force, your consciousness. You are breathing, and that is the part of the dance. Our heart is beating. That is the beat in the dance. Thoughts are aspiring in your mind. That is the moment in the dance. The feeling of I exist, that consciousness is Nataraja. The entire Chidambaram temple was built to remind you of this one truth. You are the temple, you are the secret, you are the consciousness. Why does the priest lift the black curtain in the temple? That curtain is our ego, our ignorance that says I'm separate and the universe is separate. Removing and that curtain is seeing the void inside, means putting your ego aside, seeing the infinite consciousness within you in that moment. You, that Nataraja, and that void are not separate. They are all one. That is Chidambara Rahasyam. To see and understand this secret, we do not need to go anywhere. Close your eyes, quiet your mind, and look once into your heart, into your consciousness, and this void will reveal itself to you. And that Ananda Tandava will be heard by you in that silence. The truth will be revealed to you. So, we cross-verify the script once or twice. Even then, if there are any small mistakes in the script, or if I made any pronunciation errors, please forgive me with a generous heart. And my effort is just to make you aware of the importance of that temple. And I hope you understand that with a big heart. And thank you so much to everyone who watched this video until the end. And you are my strength. And if you want to support me further, please hit a like and a share. And if you don't want our journey to stop, click the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll definitely share it with everyone. Love you all. Take care.